Yume Nikki is hands down one of my favorite games of all time. It's an RPG Maker horror game that's made by somebody named Kikiyama that you can download for free. It's about a hikikomori girl named Marutsuki who makes a diary about her dreams, hence the name Yume Nikki, aka Dream Diary. A hikikomori, by the way, is a Japanese term for somebody who never really leaves their home and is extremely antisocial. She kind of reminds me of Tomoko from Waramote, but much worse and with a much more disturbed mind. I'm seriously a big fan of this game. I even have a coaster and a keychain that one of my old friends got me in Japan. This is the keychain. I can't find the coaster right now though, but anyway. You start off in Marutsuki's room, and she absolutely refuses to leave it. So where's the gameplay? Well, you have a pretty rad Famicom over here. It's got a fantastic game named Nasu, and it's the bane of my existence. There's nothing else to do here except for save your game at the diary, go out to the back balcony, and sleep in your bed. This is where the game truly starts. When Marutsuki is asleep, she's brought into the dream hub known as the Nexus that has 12 doors, each one leading to a different world. These worlds are the Number World, Neon World, Shield Folk World, Candle World, Eyeball World, Graffiti World, Mural World, Snow World, Dark World, Puddle World, Block World, and Forest World. Each one of these worlds leads to many, many other worlds that drag you deeper and deeper into Marutsuki's dreams. I can't really say it's a scary game, but it is really calming and unsettling. And the visuals and music are almost hypnotizing. I sometimes find myself sitting in the game soaking it all in, getting lost in the strange emotions I feel by the constantly looping music. And it's not a bad thing either. The music really pulls you in, and I can't really explain why. It just does. There's nothing in the game that can kill you, which adds to the calming sensation for this game. There are, however, tori ningen. Tori meaning bird, and ningen meaning human. And that's exactly what they are. Creepy bird people that will chase you. If you're caught by them, you won't die, but you will be warped to a world with no escape, and you'll be forced to wake up. And when Marutsuki wakes up, she documents her dreams, and then just heads back to the dream world. There are some tori ningen that do absolutely nothing. That is until you use the knife effect on them, which makes them go crazy. That's right, the knife effect. There's actually 24 effects in this game to collect, and that's actually how you beat it. The whole point of the game is to explore Marutsuki's dreams and find these effects, and that's it. That's really it. Some of these effects can also be used to help you to get to other areas, like the umbrella effect that puts out the fire. But for the most part, they're purely cosmetic. There's lots to see while exploring the dreams and looking for the effects, so take your time and really explore, because some of the events and things you'll see are really strange. One event requires you to enter this house after finding your way into the pink sea and touching a few balloons. Once you enter, you'll meet a blonde girl named Poniko. That's not the strange part, other than the fact that she's living in a house made of strange pink coral spikes or whatever the hell they are. If you turn off the lights though, you have a 1 in 64 chance of having a freaky creature appear. This is Uboa, and you might have actually seen him before in creepypastas or online. And Marutsuki seems to get very hurt by its presence, and even says, "It hurts, stop it, Mom." I wonder what that means. Continuing on with the in-game Uboa, once you interact with it, you'll be transported to this strange and unsettling world that loops endlessly with a grotesque spider-like creature. The only way out is to wake up, unfortunately. Remember when I said you could put out the fire with the umbrella effect? You can also do that with the Yuki Onna effect that you find in the snow world. And this will lead you to another event. Go into the entrance that you doused, and you'll find some kind of a spaceship with a weird-looking fellow named Masada. If you sleep in the bed in the next room, you have a 1 in 6 chance of having the spaceship crash. Once you exit the ship, you'll be on Mars. Continue to the left and you'll find a little hole. You'll need the tiny effect to get in it. The effect is actually called midget effect, but I don't like the term, so tiny effect it is. Once you go in here, you find a large creature named Mars-san, and also some rather relaxing music. I'm not sure why it's crying, but I feel like there's a story to tell from Mars-san. Maybe we'll never know. There's a lot to see in this game, so keep exploring. I don't want to spoil all the events for you, just in case. For me, this game isn't really about action or gameplay. It's more about exploring and being sucked into these dreams through the atmosphere. But I think it's really about feeling, and you're going to experience a lot of different feelings playing this game. Sometimes you'll feel calm, sometimes nostalgic, and sometimes uneasy or creeped out. And I love that. The perfect example for this is a place called the Docks, where you appear on an area completely made up of docks. Those docks stand just out of the pitch black water, and in the water are lanterns that have their lights reflecting off of it. Add the music that's played in this area and I was hypnotized. There is a story to be told here, and I honestly think it's up to the player to interpret what it really is. And a lot of players have. There's some really crazy interpretations and theories that are all over the internet. Some might not be that crazy though. Some might actually be what the story is supposed to mean. Warning, this theory is pretty dark and deep and talks about some really hard topics. And if you're sensitive, I really don't think you should continue watching this video. It deals with some really awful subjects. But this is the most widely accepted story for Yume Nikki. And another warning would be there's spoilers up ahead, so be warned, this does talk about some pretty dark topics. Very real topics. Once you collect all 24 effects, drop them all in the Nexus and wake up to see the ending of the game. Just to be double safe, spoiler alert. If you go out on the balcony, you'll see a set of steps, and if you climb them, Madutsuki will jump off to her death. And this isn't a troll ending, this is the honest ending. She ends her own life. Throughout the game, you will have a feeling of loneliness, and you can tell Madutsuki is very lonely. There's a lot of symbolism too. Like Marsan, for instance, I feel like he was used to symbolize loneliness. He was too large to fit in the hole and can't escape from where you find him, and he stays there to cry forever. Madutsuki never speaks, but she clearly is suffering, alone and refusing to live in reality. Why though? Why does she feel this way? Why is she in such pain? Well, back to that theory I talked about. There is a lot in this game to imply that Madutsuki was raped. This is hard for me to talk about, and I'm sure it's hard to listen to, but you can't deny the symbolism. Everything in her dreams are probably representative of her life, so Yume Nikki's dream world is kind of like Silent Hill's other world, where things inside them symbolize the struggles, fears, and loves of the character. In Madutsuki's dreams, you see a lot of phallic imagery, like that monster in the maze. I always thought he looked like a living toilet until I read about this theory. Having this creature who actually does resemble a penis, but also created to be scary, kind of implies her fear. But the big one for me is here. This happy creature is known as kyukyu-kun, and he just stays here endlessly smiling and rubbing this pole as he looks at Madutsuki. He himself is phallic, but the action of him rubbing the pole constantly can seem as if he's masturbating. To make it even worse, if you equip the cat effect on Madutsuki, he rubs the pole slower, as if to enjoy it more. And with the knife effect, he rubs the pole faster, as if he's rushing, and not to mention the disturbed face you encounter when you go up the stairs and into the door. That was a lot to take in, but it's only a theory, and there's a lot of other theories online. Some of them are really weird. But anyway, this game is really amazing, and it speaks so loudly without saying any words. It has so much to say, but doesn't say anything at all, and that's really cool. And it also really pulls you in through its amazing dreamscapes. Yume Nikki is one of a kind, or at least it was until there was 50 million fan games made for it, and some of them are actually pretty good. Some of them are really amazing. A few others, not really, but for the most part, there is some really great fan games out there, and that's fine. I welcome them with open arms because I love this genre. I like what Yume Nikki did, and I want more. But anyway, that was Yume Nikki, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya. Hey, that means it's gonna be rock and roll, motherfucker. Time to choose what academy we go to. Do we go to the Big Tits Academy, even Bigger Tits Academy, even also Big Tits? Oh, that's such big boobs. Okay, let's be serious. Are we gonna go to her Shuriken Academy? Or are we gonna go to the Spider Cold Eye Girl Academy? She's actually pretty freaking awesome. But or are we gonna go to her? She looks like a dragon fighter from like Babylon or Adventure Quest. I don't know. That's what she looks like to me.